Linda was 63, recently retired. The morning she came to see me, her hands were shaking, not from her blood sugar, but from fear. Her fasting number was sitting at 180, and her doctor had just told her it was time for a second medication. She'd watched her own mother lose her eyesight, then her toes, to this same disease communicate. She didn't want to walk that same road.
So she asked me one question. Is there any way out of this that doesn't start with cutting out everything I love?
There was a way, and it didn't involve giving up carbs. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly. Hi, I'm Dr. Steve. I want to start with something almost nobody tells you in a 12-minute office visit. But you do not have to cut out carbohydrates to fix your blood sugar. The fastest way to bring your numbers down is about adding foods.
And staying down for months, even years, without extra medication. Today I'll walk you through 10 foods that do exactly that.
And I'll show you exactly how to use each one. If you want more videos like this, hit subscribe right now. And drop a comment with your fasting number from this morning, and I read every one, and it shapes what I cover next. Here's what's actually happening. High blood sugar almost always starts upstream with a hormone called insulin.
Insulin lets glucose, the sugar in your blood, get out of the bloodstream and into the cell where it belongs.
But after years of blood sugar spikes, your cells stop answering the door. Insulin knocks and knocks, but the Sanders, we call that insulin resistance. Your pancreas responds by pumping out even more insulin, and the standard next step is a prescription that pushes even more insulin into a system that's already drowning in it.
There's no time in a short visit to teach you how food talks directly to your insulin receptors, Pony, so today I will.
Every food on this list does one of 3 jobs. It slows the sugar coming in, it cools the inflammation, keeping your cells decanders.
You don't need to start all 10 tomorrow. Add them in gradually and stack them.
Let's get into it.
These are small, hard, amber-colored seeds, Prayer. You'll find them in the spice aisle of almost any grocery store for a couple of dollars.
If you skip this one because it sounds exotic, you're walking past one of the most powerful blood sugar tools on the shelf. Here's how to use it, Fred. Take a teaspoon of the whole seeds and soak them overnight in a glass of water. Here's how to use it, Fred. Take a teaspoon of the whole seeds and soak them overnight in a glass of water. If the bitterness is too much, stir half a teaspoon of the ground powder into yogurt or scrambled eggs. Start low with this one. The fiber is strong, and your gut needs a few days to adjust to it. Now let's talk about cinnamon, Sal. You almost certainly already have some in your cupboard, but the kind you use matters. Most grocery store cinnamon is cassia, and it carries a compound called coumarin, which is hard on the liver in large daily doses. Most grocery store cinnamon is cassia, which carries a compound called coumarin, hard on the liver in large daily doses. What you want is Ceylon cinnamon, Taz, sometimes labeled true cinnamon, milder, safer, for daily use, and what I recommend to my own patients. What makes it work is a group of plant compounds called polyphenols. They help your insulin receptors grip glucose more tightly and slow your stomach from emptying too fast after a meal. Citing research out of the USDA's Human Nutrition Program found under half a teaspoon a day meaningfully lowered fasting glucose in adults with type 2 diabetes. Pair it with a carb-containing meal, since that's exactly when you want your receptors working hardest. Broccoli sprouts are loaded with a compound called sulforaphane, and they contain 50 to 100 times more of it than mature broccoli. Sulforaphane does something none of the other foods on this list do. It goes to your liver and quiets down the overnight glucose factory. Your liver makes sugar while you sleep, and in insulin resistance it makes far too much PA, which is why you wake up with a high number you can't explain. A study from Lund University in Sweden gave people with type 2 diabetes concentrated sulforaphane, and it measurably brought their fasting blood sugar down. A study from Lund University in Sweden gave people with type 2 diabetes concentrated sulforaphane, and it measurably brought their fasting blood sugar down. You can grow these yourself in a jar for pennies, or buy them in the produce section. A quarter cup on a salad or sandwich most days is plenty paw. Eat them raw, since high heat destroys the active compound. So far, every food has done the same quiet work have, slowing sugar down or waking the receptor up. The next 4 change the meals you're already eating. If someone in your life is fighting their numbers too, send them this video caller. This is the stuff no one sat them down and explained. Number 4 is the avocado. Most people avoid it for the calories, and that fear is costing them. The fat in an avocado is monounsaturated, the same family as olive oil, one of the most blood sugar-friendly things you can eat. That healthy fat and the fiber inside an avocado slow your entire meal down. That's the whole reason it works. Add half an avocado to a plate of rice or toast, and the glucose climbs gently instead of spiking. Over time, monounsaturated fat has also been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. Your cells answer that insulin knock a little faster. In my experience, this is the easiest habit on the list to build tond. It keeps you full, so you stop reaching for a snack an hour later. Half an avocado a day. Put it on your eggs in the morning, mash it onto whole grain toast, or add it to a salad that already has a starch in it. 5th is chia seeds, PEDs, tiny, gray, and black, and they punch far above their size. If you've seen chia turn into a pudding in liquid, you've already seen exactly how it works in your gut. Number 6 is fatty fish, salmon and mackerel specifically. This one doesn't work by slowing your meal down. It works on the deeper problem, chronic inflammation. Salmon and mackerel are loaded with 2 omega-3 fats, EPA and DHA, among the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds we know of. In 15 years of practice, patients who eat fatty fish twice a week consistently have calmer numbers. Aim for 2 servings a week, about the size of your palm. 7th is walnuts. Of all the nuts, this is the one I point my patients toward first, because of what it does for your blood vessels. Eat a small handful, about a quarter cup, instead of crackers or a cookie, and you've turned a blood sugar spike into a flat line. Number 8 is whole eggs, yolk included. A whole egg is almost pure protein and fat, so on its own, it barely moves your blood sugar at all. The real magic is the second meal effect. Start your day with 2 or 3 eggs instead of cereal, and you stay calmer all the way through to lunch. The real magic is the second meal effect. Start your day with 2 or 3 eggs instead of cereal, and you stay calmer all the way through to lunch. Number 9 is apple cider vinegar, the one with the fastest visible effect of anything on this list. The active ingredient is acetic acid. Take 1 tablespoon, dilute it in a full glass of water 10 to 15 minutes before a carb-heavy meal, Havel, and never drink it straight. The 10th food is lentils, and this one proves the whole point of this video. Lentils are a carbohydrate, and they will lower your blood sugar. Swapping white rice or potato for lentils a few times a week is one of the most reliable ways I know to bring down an A1C. Remember Linda? We didn't cut her carbs to nothing. We added eggs, avocado, vinegar, lentils, walnuts, fatty fish, cinnamon, and broccoli sprouts one at a time. One important note, if you're on insulin or certain older medications, add these foods with your doctor watching your numbers and never stop a prescription on your own. If your highest reading of the day is first thing in the morning before you've eaten a single bite caught, that's not random, and there's a specific reason for it. I've made a video that explains exactly what your liver is doing overnight and how to shut it down. Subscribe, and I'll see you in that one.